The night Amara's beauty disappeared, the moon refused to shine. No one knew the scream that shattered the silence belonged to the girl the entire village once worshipped. By sunrise, the most beautiful face in Umu Ucha was ruined by dark patches no healer could explain. And somewhere in the shadows, someone close to her was smiling. Amara had always been the pride of the village. Her beauty wasn't just admired, it was celebrated. Women brought their daughters to look at her, hoping they would grow to be like her. Men fought silently for her attention, and her name alone was enough to stop an argument in the marketplace. But beauty is a seed that grows both admiration and envy. No one envied her more than Tasha, her childhood friend turned bitter rival. Tasha believed beauty was the only thing Amara had over her, and every compliment Amara received was salt on her unhealed wounds. Tasha worked hard, tried hard, and wanted even harder, but no one ever looked at her the way they looked at Amara. The jealousy that lived in her heart grew from a whisper to a wound, and finally into something darker. The day everything changed, the village prepared for the annual moon festival. It was a celebration of harvests, music, and gratitude to the spirits of the land. But this year, a rumor ran through the village like fire. Amara will be crowned the moon maiden. Tasha heard the news from a group of women near the well. She felt her chest tighten, her hands go cold. She forced a smile, but her heart cracked. That evening, while the villagers decorated the square with palm leaves and clay lanterns, Amara danced around her small hut, excited. Her mother brushed her hair, long, thick, shining like a river under sunlight. "Your beauty is your blessing," her mother said softly. "Never forget to use it with kindness." Amara nodded, unaware that outside, eyes watched her window with hatred sharp enough to cut glass. When midnight approached, Amara stepped outside to admire the moon, bright and full like a silver drum in the sky. She lifted her face, smiling. That was when Tasha struck. A cold wind swept through the compound. The lantern flames trembled. Amara felt a strange chill crawl across her skin. From behind the banana trees, a whisper rose, a whisper that didn't sound human. Amara turned sharply. "Who's there?" No answer, only the rustle of dried leaves, and then a soft voice she knew too well. "It's time you learn that beauty has a price." Before Amara could speak, a handful of dark powder hit her face. Her scream tore through the night, a scream so sharp that it woke half the village. Tasha disappeared into the darkness like smoke. By morning, Amara's face was no longer flawless. It was covered in dark, painful patches, patches no one could explain, patches that made people step back in shock. Something or someone had cursed her, and the village was about to learn a secret darker than the patches on her skin. The morning sun rose gently over Umu Ucha, but nothing about the day felt gentle. Word of Amara's scream had already spread across the village paths. By the time she stepped out of her hut, wrapped in a scarf to hide her face, a crowd had gathered. Gasps, whispers, hands covering mouths. It was as if the village's favorite painting had been splashed with dirt. Children stared. Women murmured. Even the men who once bragged about her beauty could not hide the shock in their eyes. Amara felt their judgment like hot stones thrown at her. What happened to her face? It must be spiritual. They say beauty is dangerous. Now see. Maybe her pride offended the gods. The words stabbed deeper than the patches themselves. Amara's mother placed a protective arm around her, pushing through the crowd. "Give her space. Has she wronged any of you?" But people did not move. They only stepped closer, hungry for gossip. Amara kept her face down, tears slipping quietly. Inside her chest, fear grew. What if this curse never left her? While the village buzzed with rumors, Tasha watched from her doorway, pretending concern. But her trembling hands betrayed her. She had not expected the curse to work so quickly or so harshly. A small part of her felt guilt scratching at her heart, but the darker part smiled. Yet, Tasha wasn't the only one watching Amara. Across the square, under the old Udala tree, sat Eldan Wokolo, the village storyteller and keeper of forbidden knowledge. His eyes followed every moment, his lips pressed tightly together. He had seen such dark patches before, long ago, in a story no one dared to tell. He rose slowly and walked towards Amara's hut. Inside the hut, Amara sat in front of a cracked mirror, trembling as she lifted the scarf. Her heart shattered. Her once smooth, radiant skin was now marked with dark, uneven patches stretching across her cheeks, forehead, and jaw. Some were shaped like fingerprints, others like claw marks. She swallowed a sob. Why me? What did I do wrong? Her mother knelt beside her, touching her cheek gently. My child, you have done nothing. This curse. Curse? You believe it too? Before her mother could answer, the bamboo door creaked open. Eldan Wokolo entered, leaning on his staff of redwood. His presence brought a hush over the room. Amara, show me your face. She hesitated, then lowered the scarf. The old man inhaled sharply. So it is true, he murmured. The marks of Ninkpurumobi Jere, the wandering spirits of envy. Amara's eyes widened. Spirits? You mean this wasn't a disease? It wasn't natural? Eldan Wokolo shook his head. No. Someone with a jealous heart called them. Someone nearby. Someone who wanted your beauty to fall. Amara's breath caught. Her hands trembled. A name flashed in her mind, but she pushed it away. Tasha? She whispered under her breath. Eldan Wokolo's eyes flickered. Whoever cursed you is not finished. The marks are only the beginning. At moonrise tonight, the curse will deepen unless we act. Amara's heart pounded. What must I do? He leaned closer. You must find the one who cursed you and make them speak the truth before the next full moon. Amara felt the room spin. Outside the hut, unseen by all, Tasha pressed her back against the wall, biting her lip until it bled. She had heard everything, and she wasn't about to let anyone find out what she did. The evening wind swept through Umuocha with an unusual chill, as though the night itself sensed trouble approaching. Amara sat at the doorway of her hut, watching villagers pass with cautious glances. Some avoided looking at her entirely, others stared for too long. Her beauty, once celebrated, had become a silent warning. Eldan Wokolo's words rang in her ears. Before the next full moon, you must find who cursed you, or the spirits will claim more than your beauty. Amara's chest tightened. Who would do such a thing? Her mind kept circling one name, one face. Tasha, her childhood friend, her sister in laughter, the girl who suddenly became cold when praise drifted toward Amara. The girl who once said, "People look at you too much, doesn't it bother you?" But no, Amara tried to reason. Tasha wouldn't curse her, not Tasha. A rustling sound snapped her back. Tasha stood near the path, clutching a basket, her smile stiff and forced. Amara, I brought you some food. Mama said I should check on you, she said, but her eyes never met Amara's. Amara studied her, the tapping foot, the shaking hands, the nervous breathing. Tasha, were you the one who cursed the Before she could finish, Tasha laughed too loudly. Curse? Amara, why would I ever do that? Everyone loves you. Why would I? Her voice cracked slightly, and she quickly looked away. Guilt washed over her face like an unwanted shadow. Amara's heart sank, with both fear and suspicion. Before she could press further, Elder Nwokolo approached. With steady steps, Tasha stiffened immediately. "Greetings, Elder," she said, bowing without meeting his eyes. Elder Nwokolo's eyes lingered on her longer than necessary, measuring her, reading her silence. "Tasha," he said gently but firmly, "the spirits of envy do not move without a human hand guiding them." Tasha swallowed hard. "Are you accusing me?" "No," the elder replied, "but your spirit trembles, child, and trembling spirits often hide truth." Tasha's jaw clenched. She dropped the basket suddenly, its contents spilling onto the dusty ground, and hurried away, refusing to look back. Amara's mother watched her leave with narrowed eyes. "That girl is hiding something," she muttered. But the village square, the fire roared higher. Elder Nwokolo spoke softly. "Before dawn, the one responsible must confess. If not, the curse will become permanent." Amara stared into the flames, her voice trembling. "What if she never comes?" The elder exhaled deeply. Just then, a figure appeared at the edge of the firelight, walking slowly, head bowed, feet trembling. It was Tasha. She stepped forward, her face pale, her eyes red and swollen. The villagers murmured angrily. "Amara," Tasha whispered, choking on her words. I have to tell you something." Her voice cracked. Tasha froze, trembling from head to toe. Elder Nwokolo stepped forward, gripping his staff. "The spirits of envy are here. Speak quickly, child. Truth is the only shield you have." Tasha fell to her knees. "Amara," she whispered, voice shaking, "I cursed you." A cry echoed through the crowd. Amara felt a heart twist. Even though she had expected the truth, hearing it broke something inside her. "Tasha, why?" she asked, tears burning her eyes. Tasha covered her face, ashamed. "Because I was jealous. Everyone loved you. Everyone praised your beauty. I felt invisible beside you. I wanted, just once, to be the one people noticed." Her sobs filled the night. The wind stopped, but only for a moment. Then a shadowy hand stretched from the darkness, pointing at Tasha. "The prize is hers." Tasha screamed as the ground beneath her trembled. Amara stood quickly. "No, please, she admitted it. She's sorry. Don't take her." Forgiveness from a friend does not erase envy from a heart. Amara stood in front of Tasha, shielding her with her body. "She has learned her lesson. I don't want revenge. I only want peace." Elder Nwokolo placed a hand on Amara's shoulder. "Child, only the one who was harmed can break the final bond." Amara looked at Tasha, her former friend, broken and shaking. She took a deep breath and whispered, "I forgive you." At that moment, a bright light shot from the fire, swirling around the two girls like a golden wind. The last shadow was ripped away from Tasha, disappearing into the flames with a scream. The night fell silent. Tasha collapsed into Amara's arms. The curse was broken. A week later, the village slowly returned to peace. Amara's face healed completely, glowing with natural beauty.
This time, beauty that came with strength and wisdom. Tasha, humbled and ashamed, avoided the crowd and kept mostly indoors, but she worked hard to regain trust. She helped Elder Nwokolo clean the square and spent long hours praying for a new heart. One morning, Amara visited her. "Tasha, we can start again if you want." Tasha looked up with hopeful, tearful eyes. "I do, more than anything." They embraced, this time not as rivals, but as sisters. Moral lesson: envy destroys faster than any curse. Beauty fades, but a pure heart shines forever. What you wish upon others always finds its way back to you. So choose kindness, always. If you were Amara, would you forgive Tasha and take her back into your life? If this story kept you entertained, please subscribe to Tales African by Mary. Tap the notification bell so you'll be the first to receive every new story. Tell us in the comments, what do you think about today's story? And don't forget to share it with your family and friends. Till I come your way again, stay blessed.